clearly going to understand what is BPM and what is PEGA, what is PEGA rules process commander, what is the relation between PEGA and BPM, and what is the advantage of PEGA and why we use PEGA. All these queries will be answered. And moreover, today I will not be giving you any time to talk to me related to your personal questions like what are the certifications available, what certifications you have to do for your present situation, maybe employment situation or maybe unemployment or maybe fresher, whatever it is. Apart from this, you might wanted to know about job opportunities in India, USA and other countries. And there may be so many questions like this in your mind. Okay, some general questions and all. See, I have a document. Just hold on. I have a document so which covers so many questions like this, like who is eligible to learn PEGA, what should be their education background, what is the prerequisite to learn PEGA, and is it required to know about Java programming if you want to learn PEGA, or what are the job opportunities in different countries, and what certifications you have to do. And like this, there are many questions. These will be addressed tomorrow at the very beginning of the session. So till then, I know that I am not giving you time to all of you to discuss with me about your personal queries. For that, you need to wait till tomorrow. Okay. Or if you wanted to talk to me anytime, you can call me on my number. Just if you are pretty much enthusiastic to talk about or know about some of your personal questions, you can call me. You can first leave a WhatsApp message on this number, or you can call me on this number. Okay, for training inquiry, general queries, you have to reach out to our office number always, from which you are getting WhatsApp messages. Only for your career guidance, you need to talk to me on this number. Okay, unless you want, if you wanted to know about what is the duration of the training, what is the fees for the training, all this you have to contact on the other number only. Career guidance, okay, explaining about your present situation, you wanted to get an advice whether this training fits or not. Okay, like this, if you have anything, anyhow, that will be sorted out tomorrow. In the meanwhile, if you wanted to just know about it, just let me know before itself and WhatsApp your query on this number or maybe message. And I'm going to remove this number from here. I'm reading it once again, 8862666619. Just remove it. And this is our office number. All of you, whoever is attending this batch, except you guys, okay, and online resources, every one of you, I request all of you, take your phone right away, and you are getting messages from this number. Save this number in your phone with name Harsha Trainings, because we are sending messages in broadcast. Make sure you save this number right away. Already saved, let's say. If you have already saved, then take your WhatsApp phone right away, and 9652532753. Here you drop a message, your name. My name is Harsha, like whatever your name you mention. Attended today's PEGA demo session 12 p.m. fast track batch. This one, just every one of you, I request you, you may think like I want to do it after the demo. No, right away you take your phone right now, message, just simple message. I am copy pasting this if you want, and in place of Harsha you need to include your name. That's it. Remaining everything, the text is same text. Make sure you do this right away and reply here on the chatting window, go to meeting chatting window, that replied something like that, messaged, like you can reply like messaged on chatting window. Make it fast please, it will not take more than 10 seconds. Please do it right away, because we wanted to clearly know who is attending and we want anyone not to miss. You both have to do that. You have done it right away. Okay, and you doing it. Okay, please make it fast. All of you online, reply on the go to meeting chatting window. Done. At least you can reply like done, messaged, done or messaged, anything. Make it fast please. I'll wait for 30 more seconds. Thank you so much everyone for responding. Please, everyone else, please respond. Done? Everyone, please. Okay. So you keep on messaging that once you are done, I'll proceed forward now. So we are going to start understanding about what is BPM, what is PEGA, what is its purpose, all of that now. Okay. So now, just let me explain you before we proceed forward to get into this PPT. In general, why do we need PEGA? Okay. Suppose you are going to learn PEGA today, and what are you going to do after you get into the job? What kind of role are you going to play? So after learning PEGA, you're going to get into a software job where you are going to be a developer, application developer, but you are going to be an application developer without the need of coding. Okay, I'll explain you why there is no coding and all in today's session itself. And moreover, so whenever you are going to go through this demo, listening to this demo, imagine yourself as a business application developer, as well as imagine yourself as a business end user. Let me explain you. You are accessing Amazon application, right? You are accessing Amazon application and making the business transactions to purchase products. You are going to be an end user to Amazon application. You are set to be end user. So while I am explaining, going through this demo, we have to sometimes imagine like an end user. That is one point. And there will be some developers who are going to work on development of Amazon application, right? In Amazon company. And in that perspective also, you may have to imagine yourself sometimes. But at which place, what role you have to imagine for yourself, I'll tell you. At that time, try to understand it like a developer perspective. Try to understand the content like an end user perspective, both. Okay, we are going to proceed like that. Now we are going to start. See, you might have heard. Okay, let me tell you a little more. I forgot. So PEGA is used to develop business applications. So what type of applications and all I'll tell you later. But you might have heard this many times in your life, like when you start inquiring about PEGA, like PEGA is a BPM tool. This you might have heard, like PEGA BPM, PEGA PRPC. So many terminology like this you might have come across. You're going to get clarified about all of these. PEGA BPM. So out of this, first we are going to discuss about what is BPM. Okay, so from slide 1 to slide 8, this is going to cover and talk about BPM. And from slide 9 to the rest of the slides, it is going to talk about PEGA and the relation of PEGA with BPM. That is what you are going to get the information clearly. Hope everyone following, right? Just say yes. Online.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And let's get into this one now. So as I told you, PEGA is used to develop business applications, software business applications. Now, similarly, BPM is also for the same purpose. You try to imagine for some time, like BPM is used to develop what? Business applications. Okay, now let's start. What is BPM? BPM stands for, the abbreviation of BPM is Business Process Management, which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction in a business application. So I'll explain you this definition in detail once again. So BPM stands for Business Process Management, which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction. So let's understand this definition in detail, each word by word. First of all, what is meant by a transaction? Whenever I am going to ask a question, you might have to respond. If I am asking a question, that might be a general thing. That's why I ask you at the demo itself. You might have heard about this term so many times in your regular day-to-day life. You might have used this transaction. Can someone please tell me what is meant by transaction? Any example is also okay. Just a smaller one. Money transfer. You are going to transfer money from your one bank account to another bank account. So when you do that, we say that you have done a transaction of sending money, transferring money from one account to another account. You purchase a product on Amazon. That is also a transaction. There a purchase purchasing product transaction is there and payment transaction is also there. Similarly, you apply for a loan. Your loan processing will get initiated and it will be processed, and let's say the person has got the loan amount. So this is a transaction related to loan processing. You apply for an insurance policy processing is going to get begin, and from there onwards till you get the insurance policy being generated and activated. That is one transaction. So in our regular day-to-day life, we deal with so many businesses where we do a lot of work in the business. Okay, sometimes as an end user you are going to do it. Sometimes the business point of view, from the business also they'll be doing. Loan processing transaction, who will be doing it? When you submit the documents, everything will be taken care by the bank employees. You never involve in processing that application. You might have done ATM transaction, money withdraw. Everything you are going to involve in the transaction. Means from beginning to ending, you clearly know screen by screen and all. You have done a transaction. But loan processing, what screens are there, you don't know, because those are internal applications. But however, whatever it is, all of these are business transaction. Means there is some work that is being done in a business. So transaction is the work that we do in a business. There will be some start point and there will be some end point for a transaction. Everyone clear about what is transaction? And next, let's talk about what is meant by multi-step transaction. So multi-step transaction means, see, you take any business transaction. Let's say you're trying to purchase a product. What are the different steps involved in purchasing product? First, you are going to search for a product, and then that is the first step, and you select and add to the cart. Second step is adding the product into cart, and after the product is been added into cart, from there you take it forward to the checkout payment. So taking it to the next level of payment processing. From there it will be sent for your net banking or credit card for processing. So all these are multiple steps involved in transaction processing. A transaction may be of a one single task, or maybe it can have a number of tasks. So your transaction is the entire work. You may divide it into multiple steps, where each step we call it as a task. Let's take an example of a simple flowchart for money withdrawal process that you do by using ATM. Just a high level. So the first screen is going to ask you about what is the card number and what is the PIN number. So you're going to provide that. And the next screen, usually it is going to ask you about what is the amount that you wanted to withdraw. And the next screen, what is the type of account. And next screen, it is going to verify the card number and PIN number you have given correct or not, and the amount is sufficient, balance is there in your bank account or not. When everything is fine, transaction will get processed and finally you will get the money. If something is mismatching, it say it is been declined. So there are multiple steps involved. Each task should be completed successfully. After each task is completed successfully, over all completion of all the tasks, overall your transaction will be getting completed. So multi-step transaction means a transaction which has been represented to have multiple steps in it, where each and every step is connected again. So without connection, there's no meaning. So a work will be divided into multiple tasks. Task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, all the tasks are connected to each other. So overall, all the tasks connecting to each other from beginning to ending, we call it as a transaction, which has been divided into multiple steps. So if you are working on BPM or if you are working on PEGA, you are going to develop business applications and you are going to define the business transaction model. How are you going to design a business transaction model? Like a full flow chart, where you have n number of steps added, connected to each other from beginning to ending. That makes a transaction model. Multi-step transaction is the transaction representation which will have multiple steps involved in one single work, where each step is called as one single task. Make sense? Everyone clear so far? Online resources, are you clear? Every one of you should be responding on the charting window. Okay, next, furthermore, see, business process management BPM has the ability to provide end-to-end visibility and control over the business application and the transaction model that you are designing. That is the meaning. What is meant by having end-to-end control over the design and development that you are doing? Let's think about in general. Just imagine ourselves like a developer. We are a development company like TCS, and there is a company called JP Morgan Bank. Bank is trying to give us a project to develop, right? In that case, what is the starting phase of a project development with respect to TCS? If you imagine yourself as Tata Consultancy Services vendor, so what is the first thing that you have to receive from the client as per the project to kickstart? Yeah, what is the first one? Requirements. Correct. That is what? Requirements. First, you need to have a requirement. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we are expecting. Then only you think about resource capability, resource capacity, and then technical capacity, functional capacity, and any other capacities, and accordingly you should proceed. And now requirement phase is the first phase in a software development life cycle. After requirement, what is the second level? Let's say just a high level. Let's go ahead. That is, let's say development analysis, and then development. After development is completed, it will go for testing. Suppose if you are going to create a new car, if you design a new car is been designed. Before it is being launched into the market, it has to be tested. There are several different types of testing that has to be done. Same way, when a software application is developed, after development is done, it has to be tested. When testing is fine, then it will go into live. Car testing is completed, it will be released into market. So it will go into live. Live means the Amazon application which we are accessing, that is a live application. Understand? So requirements, design and development, testing is done, and the business application is available for end users to start making the business transaction in the business. All these phases have to be covered. And if you go more in depth, there will be other things like versioning tools will be there, and many other things will be there. I'm not going to talk about it. But and apart from this, let me ask you one question. Imagine my business has run for one month. Banking business has been done by using this application for 1 month. Means there are so many deposits, so many withdrawals, all these are happening. Now business is going to ask the developers, we are looking for a business need of development where we wanted to analyze our business. How? Based on the past data, that we wanted to know how many transactions that are being failed in past 1 month. So knowing about this, you will come to know about our success rate, right? So accordingly, you go ahead and prevent this particular failures, finding the reasons and all. This type of analysis is needed in a business application, in any business. For this, you need to use different tools called reporting tools. Like, what are the reporting tools that are available in market? ClickView, Tableau, Power BI, Crystal Reports, MSBI, Oracle Business Intelligence Exchange, and OBIE, like this. And there are so many reporting tools available in market, right? So you have to purchase a reporting tool. Suppose your application is developed using Java. You have to purchase a third-party reporting tool. Your application is developed using C#, .NET or something. You have to purchase a reporting tool separately from Microsoft. That is called Microsoft Business Intelligence Exchange. Like this, you might have to spend more money again to purchase third-party tools which are meant for reporting. But when you develop your applications using BPM methodology, in this methodology, and in a BPM, it provides end-to-end solutions. Means completely from requirement phase to till reporting phase. Everything you can have made available on BPM itself. So BPM, business process management, is going to provide you such an environment to develop your business applications where you can do the things starting from requirement phase to completely reporting phase. And also your transaction representation can be done in like a multi-step transaction model by representing it like a flow diagram, what you see here on the screen. So while you are working on Pega, let me show you. Here you go. Here your transaction representation, you are going to do it. by creating flowcharts like this. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 like this. Okay, because PEGA is also BPM tool. So this is what about BPM. BPM stands for Business Process Management. It has the ability to provide end-to-end solutions for your business application development, and there will be a multi-step transaction representation. Providing all this, BPM manages the way that your business have to be processed. Defines how your business have to be processed by BPM. Everyone clear so far? Slide 1. Any doubts, any questions in slide 1? Clear? Okay, next. Look at here. The next slide. See, you may develop applications using BPM. You may develop applications using traditional programming languages like Java, .NET, even mainframes is there and all. Let's go ahead with object-oriented traditional programming languages like Java, .NET and all. What is the difference? See, usually for any web application, there will be 3 layers. That is user interface, business logic, and database. 3 will be there. Just hold on a minute, please. Please don't mind. Just 1 minute. Sorry, I may get a call once again. Just one few seconds, I'll be stopping. So user interface, business logic, and database. And here, when you are developing applications using BPM, following the BPM and model and all, here also you have user interface you are going to create for your application, business logic you are going to define, and you are going to have a database layer as well. And additional to this, you will be having one more thing called process. You'll be having one more thing called process. This is a high level difference. In depth, if you want to understand, you have to start working on PEGA. Then only you'll be able to understand during our training. High level, what is the difference between traditional object-oriented programming languages development and here using BPM? That is, in traditional object-oriented programming languages, you will be using user interface, business logic, and database. Here also you have all 3, but additionally you have one more component called process. Everyone clear? That is just a high level to everyone. Make sense? So what is meant by process? Okay, so process is a unit of work. Process is a unit of work. I already told you previously, right? Transaction, that is equal to work. This is what I told. Now I am saying process is also a unit of work. Any of these 3 terms, if I am using meaningfully, it is same. Now you understand what is meant by process. It is a transaction that you do from beginning to ending. So process is a unit of work that can be completed either by acceptance or rejection. Okay, so let me ask you a question related to this. Imagine I am accessing I am an employee of some organization. I am accessing one application that is called a leave management application. I wanted to submit a leave request to my manager. I created a leave request. I submitted a leave request to my manager. Now my leave request is pending with the manager. My manager, just let's go ahead with 2 situations. Situation 1, my manager has approved my leave request. What happens when he approves? Okay, leave granted. And the second situation is that my manager has rejected my leave request. If you consider leave request from beginning to ending as a transaction, in first case, leave request has been approved. In second case, it has been rejected. So now my question is, what do you say? In both cases, my transaction of leave request is completed or not completed in any one of the cases? Online resources. In both cases, it is completed. But only thing is, in first case, transaction is completed, approved. In second case, transaction is completed, rejected, but it is completed. See, let me tell you an example. If it is not completed, we should be able to resume from the same place. I'll tell you another example. Now this makes you to think. Imagine a situation, case 1. You are trying to withdraw money from ATM. You have withdrawn money some amount of money, $1,000 you have withdrawn. You got money dispensed out of the machine and the amount has been debited from your account. It is deducted from your account. This is case 1. Second case, case 2 is that you're trying to withdraw money of $1,000. Unfortunately, you did not get the money dispensed out of the machine. At the time, let's say power gone. Okay, imagine. But amount has been deducted from your account. This is case 2. Case 1, case 2. What do you say now? In case 1, transaction is completed. Case 2 is transaction is completed or not completed. Case 1, talk about case 1. Transaction is completed or not? Only case 1. Case 1 is completed. Then what about case 2? Now your response should be related to case 2. In case 2, where the money is debited from the account, but I did not get it out of the machine. Transaction is completed or not? Let me tell you one thing once again. If you say not completed, you should be able to resume it somehow. Will you be able to resume the same transaction where you did not get the money? Is it possible for even bank or you? Suppose if you call the customer care, they will investigate the issue. They will adjust in the backend. Will they be able to resume the same transaction again? Will you be able to resume the same transaction again? No. You are not able to resume means it is completed. But second case, it is completed with some error, exception. But it is completed. Transaction may be completed. Let me tell you other examples. You submitted a loan request. You got loan amount. Everything is done. Transaction completed, successful. You submitted for a loan request. After 65% processing done, manager has rejected your request. You did not meet the criteria. Still, your loan transaction is completed, rejected, completed. After 70% is processed, let's say you have withdrawn the application. You said that I don't want to proceed with your bank for loan. They will stop it. This one is also, they will choose an option like customer not interested and submit. Means your transaction of loan completed, saying that withdrawn. Application is completed, withdrawn, completed success, completed rejected, completed withdrawn, completed revoked, okay, completed error. A number of different ways your process will get completed ultimately. Understand everyone? Clear? Makes sense? So process is a unit of work that can be completed either by acceptance or rejection. That is the meaning about the definition of process, what we have discussed so far. Make sense everyone? Clear? So from slide 1 to slide 3, what did we discuss? I told you about what is BPM. And BPM is going to provide you everything from requirement phase to reporting phase. Transaction model can be designed like a flow chart where it will have multiple tasks connected to each other from beginning to ending. And difference between traditional and BPM application development, very simple, high level. In any application development, you have user interface, you have business logic, you have database. Here also you have. Additionally, you have something called, what is that? Process. Designing the transaction model by process. What is meant by process? It is a unit of work that can be completed either by acceptance or rejection, for which also I given you explanation. Any questions so far? Clear everyone? Respond on the charting window. See, I was telling you since very beginning, BPM is for application development, PEGA is for application development. If you want to develop applications using any technology, you need an environment. Yes or no? You want to develop applications using C language, you need Turbo C environment, right? You want to develop applications using Java, you need Eclipse environment. Some integrated development environment is required. I want to develop applications using BPM. Do I need an environment or not? So that environment, they're calling it as BPM suite. It is called as BPM suite. BPM suite is an integrated development environment, in general you are calling, using which you can develop BPM applications, business process management applications. Look at the definition, it says the same. It is a software system that allows for the direct execution of the business process. See, it is not only development, your business also processed on the same environment. So you develop the applications and complete it, run the application there itself by considering some built-in business rules. By considering some built-in business rules. What is meant by this? Considering built-in business rules, I'll explain. So BPM suite is an application development environment using which we can develop the business application and execute your business transaction processing. Plus, you need to consider some built-in business rules. What is meant by business rule here? So listen to me carefully. I will explain you about business rule just in a generalized real life manner. You don't think about technology. Technically, you will be able to clearly understand what is a rule once we start our training program. If I start explaining a rule now itself, you will get confused a lot. So don't think of, but I'll tell you meaningfully what is a rule in the real life. Okay. So what is meant by a business rule? See, think of a business rule as a statement aimed to influence the behavior of a system. So business rule will be there. Business rule is applied on a system and that affects the system behavior. That is the meaning. Let me tell you a real life example. For example, if I am driving by a car on road, okay, so once I see a red signal, I am going to stop before zebra crossing. Once I see the green signal, I am going to start move on. Now, what is this red signal here? What is red signal? It is a traffic rule. It is a traffic rule. Traffic rule of red signal indicates that you have to stop. Where am I now? I am in a traffic system on a road. I am in a traffic system. The rule is up there in the system that is applied on me. What I am getting processed in the system, right? So that is applied on me, that is influencing my behavior in the system overall. It impacts the system, right? So traffic rule is applied on me, that is influencing my behavior in the system. So the same way, consider the financial transaction business process for credit cards. A simple business rule may be the total amount can due by a customer should not exceed customer's credit limit. You understand this? Let's say, for example, I have a credit card. My credit card limit is 5 lakhs. I went to a purchase center and I have purchased for 10 lakhs. I try to pay the bill of 10 lakhs using my credit card. So what happens? You should tell me now. What happens? The system says that transaction has been declined, insufficient funds or limit exceeded, right? So now here the limit is a rule that is applied on the credit system that is influencing the behavior of the credit system. It is not about how much amount, it is about predefined. Rule is there. You adhering to the rule or not? System should check that. That influences the behavior of the system. So now let me ask you one question. Is the limit written on my credit card anywhere? Will that be written on the credit card? Credit system is there at the purchase center, right? I went to DMart or I went to Walmart. There is a purchase center. The purchase center system is there. When I swipe my card there, system starts execution and matching with the limit. It is not there written on my credit card. How does this purchase center system knows about the limit of my credit card? From where it is taking that limit? It is not there on the card. Then where it is? Where is the limit? For my card, this is the limit. Where is this being defined and residing? It is there in the database of the bank. Whoever has provided me credit card, in their database, for my card number and card type and customer name matching, this is the limit. The moment I swipe the credit card, this credit system application talks to banking database, okay, and drives the rule from there to credit system application. I will be entering the value, right? This is the amount I want to pay. It will match with the amount that you're trying to pay with the value that it has retrieved from the credit card database. Both are matching, are less than the limit you are trying to pay, allowed. Both are equal, allowed. Greater than if you are trying to pay, then rejected. the system will get influenced accordingly, behave accordingly. Understand? So like this, there will be so many business rules in a business system. All the business rules will be residing in a database that we call it as business rules database. So in a BPM, we have BPM suite where it will have business rules. Business rules get stored or resides in a database called business rules database. Understand everyone? I'm talking about the BPM system now. Make sense everyone? Clear? Online resources. Respond on the charting window please. Clear? I told you about in general about the business rule. Okay. Make sense? Next, furthermore, see, business rules are there in business rules database, and credit system application is there at the purchase center. This application is communicating with the database and driving the rules, business rules from database to till application. If you have to implement this in a software, you need to write a program. You need to write a software program. There should be a software program which is acting to drive, to interact with the business rules database, drive the business rule from business rules database to till application in order to achieve the required business goal. Electricity drives the red signal, correct? Signal will be driven by electricity till the pole. Then you will see the respective color, whatever the paper you are using accordingly, correct? So the same way, there will be a software program in the BPM system which is responsible for interacting with the business rules database and drives the business rules from business rules database to till business BPM system in order to achieve the required business goals. Make sense everyone? Clear? All of you. So that program is called as BRE, business rules engine. Okay, let me repeat once again. Diagrammatically I'll show you. Hold on. Just let me maximize this and then I will minimize once again. You able to see this? So this is BPM application and this is business rules database. Business rules are there in business rules database. BPM application is there at purchase center. So there should be something to drive the business rules from business rules database to application. That is a software program. So the software program acts as an interface between BPM application and its business rules database, drives the business rules from business rules database to till application, takes everything from business application to database also. Two ways. So that's how it acts as an interface between application and business rules database to drive the business rules from database to application. From application it may store something into database. Everyone clear? So this is a software program called as business rules engine. How many components we come across? In a BPM system, you have BPM suite, which is the environment using which you are going to design, develop applications and process your business transactions by running the application. And you have process oriented architecture for transaction design, like a flowchart, and you have business rules, and you have a software program called as business rules engine, which acts as an interface between BPM system and business rules database in order to drive the business rules from business rules database to till application. All of this we have discussed so far. Make sense everyone? Clear? Online resources, everyone of you. Yes, now let me tell you, BPM is like I'm saying BPM system, BPM application, right? Actually it is not a reality. It is not a real product. It is not a real product. Instead, it is a methodology. It is a methodology. I don't know about the history and leave it. Now, what does this methodology talks about? Says that is, if you wanted to develop a system for creating business applications, you can use this methodology. Your system should be designed in such a way that it should have an environment, it should have rules, it should have database. System should work like communicating with database to environment, always driving the rules to achieve your business goals. That is for creating applications. Even not only processing, creating business applications. To develop business applications, you are going to develop an environment by using or by following BPM methodology, where your system is going to provide, it should have the ability to provide everything to be done from requirement phase to till reporting phase. And on your system, it should have a facility to define your business transaction model like a flowchart. You adopt this methodology and design your own application development environment using any technology. Then your application development environment is going to be referred as BPM tool. PEGA is a BPM tool. You're trying to ask a question? No. PEGA is a BPM tool, right? Similarly, what are the other BPM tools available in market? Just name it. Online resources. Respond, please. Offline also respond. Appian BPM tool. What else? Oracle BPM. IBM BPM is there. IBM Lombard is there. And Cordis, Blaze, Activity. Like this, there are so many BPM tools, more than 100 available in the market. So many BPM tools available. See, Salesforce is there. Is that I'm pretty much not sure about whether they have BPM or not. But what we hear regularly in the market is that is a CRM tool. That is a Salesforce CRM tool. CRM is a different methodology. So some of the tools you are calling it as BPM tools. Some you are calling it as CRM. Some you might be calling something else, right? What makes a tool to be called as BPM tool? That means the tool must have been designed, built based on BPM methodology. Means it should have completely everything, an application development environment, completely to do things from requirement phase to till reporting phase, as well as it should have business environment, rules and business rules database, and a software program to drive business rules from business rules database to till application. This architecture should be followed in order to provide business solutions for application development, for processing as well. Then that tool is said to be BPM. You can take any programming language, any user interface technology, any database, use this methodology and create your own application development environment. Then that is said to be BPM tool. Make sense? Everyone clear why we call a tool as a BPM tool? Everyone of you online. Now there is a company called PEGA Systems. PEGA Systems has come forward and adopted BPM methodology like anyone else. And adopting BPM methodology, they have created one product, software product. This product name is PRPC. What is the name? Stands for PEGA Rules Process Commander. Stands for PEGA Rules Process Commander. So this environment has been built based on BPM methodology. That's why it is called as PEGA BPM. And the specific name what they have given, BPM suite, we call it generally. Here what are you calling? PRPC, PEGA Rules Process Commander. Understand everyone clear? You don't need to write anything. I will share you this document, PPT and everything. Okay. And look at here now. And here you go. See, if it is built based on BPM methodology, it should have all the things which we have discussed in the BPM, right? High level, look at here. Here, in a BPM, we already discussed, like we have process, or you call it a workflow also. You may call it as workflow also. And business rules are there in BPM. Business rules database is there where business rules are getting stored. And business rules engine is there, which is a software program which interacts with business rules database to drive business rules from business rules database to BPM environment. Correct? That is what we discussed. All these four are also available in PRPC. It should be there, but naming convention is different. That's it. Overall functioning, everything is same, but naming convention is different. So, but for process, first one it is same. Process or workflow, When you come to PEGA, you call it as same process or workflow, same terminology. But what you are calling business rules in BPM, in PEGA we call it as PEGA rules. We call it as PEGA rules. What you said, business rules database, which stores the business rules into it. When you come to PEGA, we call it as rule base, stores PEGA rules into it. Okay. And business rules engine, which is a software program which interacts with the business rules database and drives business rules from business rules database to till application BPM environment. Equivalent here is process commander interacts with rule base and drives PEGA rules from rule base to till PEGA rules process commander environment in order to achieve the required business goals. Understand everyone? Make sense? Online resources. So far clear? Every one of you. All of you should be responding on the chatting window. Say yes, or you have any questions so far, you can ask me. Only the question that is related to any of the slides and topic which we have discussed. Anyone has any question? Everyone clear? Okay, let's proceed forward. I'll relax for a minute. Hold on. Just you two can relax for a minute. Next 11th slide we have to get into. Okay, now let's resume. So what is PEGA rules process commander, and more importantly, where does it fit in? What is PEGA rules process commander, and more importantly, where does it fit in? We already discussed. PEGA rules process command is an environment built based on BPM methodology, which is meant for application development as well as processing the business transactions. It has 4 components: processor workflow architecture for transaction, and PEGA rules will be there, rule base will be there, and process commander will be there. If you divide PRPC into 2 parts, PR stands for PEGA rules, PC stands for process commander. Process commander interacts with the rule base to drive PEGA rules from rule base to application development environment. Understand? So that is what about PRPC. And now, in other words, PEGA rules process commander is a comprehensive platform for building BPM, CRM, decision management, and case management applications. See, BPM methodology, CRM methodology. Who is leader in CRM market? Salesforce is the market leader. Similarly, PEGA is the market leader in BPM world. Salesforce might have BPM, I'm not sure. PEGA has CRM, but PEGA is not up to the mark in the CRM methodology of processing. Okay, but PEGA is the leader in BPM market. Your case management and decision management works together with BPM as well as CRM. You can use it anywhere. Understand? And in other words, PEGA rules process commander is a process that focuses on automation of the work and powerful automation of the program. We are going to now discuss about the main capability of PEGA which makes it powerful. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss about. What it says, PEGA rules process command is a focus, so is a process that focuses on automating the work and powerful feature of automation of the program. First of all, what is meant by automating work? Anyone please respond. I'm asking a question. What is meant by work automation? Work being done without manual interaction. Work will be done without manual interaction. Like this, in a business, repeatedly performing tasks, they will identify and they automate it without manual interaction. Check. So you take a check. You are going to process a check by inserting the check in a ATM machine. There will be machines where you can insert a check. Machine is going to take the check, process it automatically without manual interaction. Previously, we used to go to bank. and there we have to submit the check at maybe counter 1 and get it clear, go to counter 2 and get it clear, go to counter 3, final clearance, and you get the money, take the money. But now no manual interaction required. Everything has to be done by the system. One example. See, this is not a powerful feature of PEGA. Automation of the work can be done by so many other systems. Specifically for automating the work, there are separate tools available in market. Can you name those tools? We call those tools as RPA tools, robotic process automation tools. What are the tools? Like user UiPath, Blue Prism, OpenSpan, and Automation Anywhere. Like this, there are so many tools available. These tools are specifically meant for work automation. And the powerful feature of PEGA, and PEGA provides work automation a little bit. Okay, the powerful feature of PRPC is automation of programming. Programming doesn't mean only coding language, not only business logic coding language. Programming means user interface programming, business logic programming, SQL database programming, queries and all, right? That is also SQL programming. Okay, programming, when I refer these three related to UI, business logic, database. Automating the program. What is your guess about this? Please respond. What is your guess? Programming is being automated. What is your guess? You already told work automation. What do you think about programming automation? What is your guess? It's not only repeated. Yeah, online resources. What do you think about automating a program? We don't need to write the program by ourselves. System has the ability to generate the programs. How it will generate? You need to give instructions to generate what you want. So PEGA rules process commander is a powerful tool which automatically generates the programs where the customer, I mean like the developer, has to depend on form-based programming model. PRPC uses a form-based programming model. Developers will be using form. Form means user interface. PRPC provides some UI. Everything on PEGA is UI only. So if you wanted to design something or you want to create something, let's say for example, just look at here. I wanted to create one user interface. Generally, I have to write HTML coding. Instead of writing HTML coding, this is what form-based programming model means. Here and there, navigations in the UI, and they don't bother about navigation, what I am doing. Just try to understand the content. That's it. And here, if I want to add a text input, here you go, drag and drop a text input. If I wanted to add a radio button, so here you go, drag and drop a radio button. And like this, for this HTML code will be internally generated. For this HTML coding will be internally generated. Your user interface, what you are trying to develop is ready. Okay, like this. So if you are going to write the programming for this, you have to spend a lot of time. It is just a simple one I told. It is not only UI. If you want to write business logic, you want to interact with database. For writing business logic, you need to generally write some programming language coding. For interacting with database, what you have to do? You may have to write some queries by yourself, integrate with the database and programming language. But in PEGA, all this is not required. For user interface or for business logic or for database, any of these if you are dealing with, no need to write any coding. You need to use PRPC environment and its components, and you should know what is there present where and what is the purpose of each of that, and try to access it by drag and drop and all, choosing from the drop downs. Automatically the UI coding, business logic coding and database queries will get automatically generated. Even reporting also that you wanted to do, you don't need to write any coding, joins and all. Automatically, this is also form based programming model. The advantage is a developer who is working on PEGA don't need to have the knowledge about user interface coding languages or business logic coding languages or database SQL coding. Without the need of being an expert in any of these three, you can develop your applications effectively by using PEGA. Okay, that is the advantage of PEGA. This is the reason why Pega is leading the market. No one has provided the optimum best solutions as provided by Pega, where the application development doesn't need coding skills with respect to UI, business logic, and database. Understand everyone? Make sense? So if you are going to learn Pega and you are going to be a Pega developer, you don't need to have knowledge about, expert knowledge about any of these three. But having a basic idea is fair enough, which I will be teaching you. Understand? No need to bother about coding, controls, coding and all, querying and all. Basic level, I'll tell you, no need to worry about it. And let's go back to this one. That is what I meant by automation of the program. That is the powerful feature of PRBC. Automation of work, I already told you. And now the last slide. So far, what did we discuss? What is BPM? What is Pega? What is the purpose of Pega? Why it is called as a BPM tool? The 4 components matching with BPM in Pega we discussed. And finally, we understood like Pega provides a form-based programming model, means without the need of coding, you are going to develop your business applications related to UI, business logic, database, everything. Understand? Everyone clear? Makes sense so far? Any questions, any doubts? We will discuss every point that we have discussed from beginning to till now. All of these points we will be coming across while we are going through PRB's environment during the learning phase and while working also. Every point. So your demo is not something separate than your technology that you are learning, technology or tool. It is part of your subject only. Okay. And here you go now. So Pega rules process commander architecture. I will explain you about high level. Here, node manager, servlets, rule sets. You can understand now. So I don't want to bother about it now. Now, you already know that Pega rules process commander environment will have Pega rules. Rules will be there in rule base. So interacting with the rule base, rules will be driven to PRB's environment by process commander. All of these there in the architecture. Plus, Java compiler is required in order to process anything on PRBC. See, when you are learning Pega, why you need a Java compiler? That is, I told you, right? Pega automatically generates the coding, right? This PRBC tool is being built by using almost 18 technologies in the market, what are available. But out of all these, we need to bother about only 3. For user interface, they have used HTML5. For business logic, they have used core Java. For database, it can be any database. Database can be any database. Business logic, core Java, right? So core Java execution, how it happens? We need Java compiler or not? For that, with the product of PRBC, you need to have Java compiler. Make sense? Everyone clear? And look at here. This is a user interface that I have designed. For the same, don't bother about navigation. Just try to understand the content. What you are seeing here, the HTML form in other language, that is called XML language. The same you are seeing here. You don't need to bother about each tag and all. So the representation of the user interface, what I have seen in another form of XML, Pega has generated. Pega will process the input that you give to the system, the output that you get out of the system. Everything will be internally converted into XML, and it will process this XML data structure only. That is for the purpose of security. Understand? So that's why in the architecture of Pega, you see XML clipboards. Means the input that you give to the system, the output that you get out of the system, everything will be internally converted into XML format. We don't need to bother about understanding that XML, but that is for the purpose of security. Make sense? Everyone clear? Online resources. Everyone clear so far? So in the architecture of PRBC,
can you repeat that statement, sir, once again?
Yes, I'll repeat. I will show you and repeat. Okay, first I'll show you. See what you are. Okay, I will show you in a better way. What you are seeing is a flow diagram, right? PEGA BRPC, while processing this flow diagram, it will not process as a flow diagram. It will try to understand this by converting into XML. The flow diagram XML format is this one. But you don't need to bother about what is there in the XML. You don't need to try to understand that XML. That is not required. Make sense? So that means everything that you are seeing on this environment, internally, it will be converted into XML format. That's why you have this XML clipboards being mentioned in the architecture of PEGA. In the architecture of PEGA, we have PEGA rules, and we have rule base, and we have process commander, Java compiler, XML clipboards, plus users and developers, meaning that this environment itself provide you a facility of login. Okay, login. Okay, I'm trying to log in with some ID. So when I log in here, if I am able to log in, means this user ID should be already there in the system or not. Means on the same environment, you create business users, business developers, and even managers, analysts, rater, like this. Different roles of logins you will be creating on the same environment. Make sense? And the last one is that, let me tell you in general, don't think about technicals and all here while explaining. In general, there are two different software applications on two servers, two machines. Machine 1, machine 2, two software applications are there. We wanted to establish communication between these two. Okay, how do you establish communication between two different applications on web? That is, there is a concept available in software that is called web services concept. What is that called as? Web services. There will be a service provider software which makes interaction possible between two different applications. When you are dealing with web services concept, you might have to depend on some protocols. Like, see, look at here, just for your better understanding, simply I want to explain you. Look at here. This is a browser. Okay, I'm going to type google.com. See, my browser is a Chrome application. Chrome application is interacting with Google server somewhere else. This Chrome is there on my machine, my application. It is interacting with Google server. Data exchange is happening. In order to interact that, this URL I am going to copy to the notepad. See, in the URL at the very beginning, what do you see? HTTPS. S means security. That's it. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. For interaction between two applications to make it possible, regularly we are using a protocol. That is what? HTTP protocol in the service methodology. Okay, web service. Similarly, there are so many protocols available in the market, like SOAP, MQ, COM, Cobra, EJB, SQL, like this, Java, .NET, like this. So many protocols. Even protocols are also available for Java and .NET. So, in order to make an application interact with another application, we need to use the concept of web services, and we have to use one of the protocol where this integration of one application with another application is possible in PEGA. This PEGA rules process command architecture supports web service creation and web service consumption by allowing you to use any of the protocols that are available in today's market. Most of the protocols, may not be everything. Most widely being used protocols, everything PEGA supports. Thus, PEGA applications can be used for web interactions with other applications. So these are the different things in the architecture of PEGA. So overall, today in this demo, we discussed about what is BPM, what is its purpose, what are the components available in BPM, and finally we come to a conclusion. BPM is a methodology, and we understand that PEGA is developed based on BPM methodology, and everything that is there in BPM, PEGA also has implemented. And most powerful feature of PRPC is without coding development. Means PEGA is a automation tool, but not for work only. It is development automation. Okay, and finally we looked at architecture of PEGA rules process command. We looked at architecture of PEGA rules process command. If anyone is going to ask you a question, why PEGA is a BPM, now all of you should be able to answer them at least for 1 or 2 minutes explaining them, right? Everyone will be able to do that, the high level at least. That's about the demo session.